What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Conversation Piece, your place to discover the untold stories of Indianapolis and all of its incredible people. My name is Patrick Armstrong. I am your host, and this is The Open Door, our monthly series where we literally open the studio door and sit down with members of the community to talk about whatever is on their hearts. If you want to learn more or you're interested in participating, go to conversationpiecepod.com and click on The Open Door. And last but not least, shout out to Life in Indy and the team over there for sponsoring this series. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. My guest today is Kelsee Hankins. Kelsee, thank you for joining me.
Of course.
I am just connecting with you through you filling out the form, so I don't know a ton about you. And for anybody else who might be in the same boat as me, do you mind sharing a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Kelsee B. Hankins. I usually add the B.
Kelsee B. Hankins.
Yes.
Okay, I apologize.
No, you're totally fine. The more you know.
The more you know.
Yes, but I am an actor, performer, singer here in the city, but I've more recently transitioned into arts-related marketing.
Okay.
Yes, you may find me at kbhartsandmedia.com. I work with a lot of performing arts organizations here in the city.
Okay.
As a content creator, as a digital marketer, I do a lot of outreach, so my network's been pretty wide over the last 15 or so years that I've lived in the city.
Okay.
I've worked with pretty much every arts organization in one capacity or another, as a performer, as an educator, a stage manager, a technician, stage manager. I said that already. All of the things.
All of the things.
Literally, all of them.
For sure.
There isn't really much I haven't done at this point. So now I like to share my knowledge of some of the performing arts organizations in the city with other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of how I ended up here.
All the things, all the organizations, I love it. And then over 15 years, that's a lot of time to be able to do a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Okay, so like what are you here to talk about? What's on your heart right now about?
Sure.
Whatever.
This spring in the city, there is a lot going on.
Okay.
Lots of people don't realize that we have arts organizations in this city celebrating 30 plus years in action, several with 50 plus years in action.
Okay.
Most people only know about the big stuff that happens here in town, like IRT, Broadway Across America, all of those like bigger commercial shows or the theaters that you go on a field trip to.
Yeah.
As like a kid.
For sure.
But like the Indianapolis Men's Chorus is in their 35th season.
Okay.
And it is a huge organization of men who sing, but they come from all walks of life.
Yeah.
You have men who are professional performers. You have men who are teachers. You have men who hold completely unrelated jobs, but they're producing a professional level show right here in the city. And so many people are like, Indianapolis has a men's chorus?
Sure.
Like,
I live here and I'm thinking I'm asking that question.
Exactly. Look them up.
For
you will
sure.
be entertained no matter what you do. Let's see what else. I made a whole list. Have you ever heard of If Theater?
Yes. I live right down the road.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Okay, great. So they're in their 25th season.
Yes.
Yes, they host a Fringe festival every year. Performers come from all across the globe. They come from all across the U.S. They do magic. They do music. They do plays. They do, you name it. You can see it. One-man shows, historical dramas, one-woman shows about many, many things, from children all the way up to adults. They've got just about everything.
Yeah.
And for artists in this city, they provide like rehearsal space, marketing help, technicians, all of these things, but people don't necessarily know about them because they're a smaller organization.
Yeah.
So it's one of those places where I'm like, have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Do you know this place exists?
For sure.
Please go check them out. They're a local business organization, really, that is doing a lot of good work in the arts community. Like, they have a show coming up that I think a lot of people would really like. It's called Reefer Madness. It's a musical.
I wonder what that's about.
I'll let you guess. It's exactly what it's about. It's based on a movie, but it's campy. It's hilarious.
Is that like the old school, like 1930s, like marijuana is bad?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, it's like based on that, but then they made a newer version of the movie a few years ago. I couldn't tell you how long ago.
Hilarious.
But definitely, like that right there, it's a little off the beaten path. It's not necessarily a show you want to take your kids to.
Sure.
I mean, you could.
What's on the Fringe? That's why
exactly. But it's definitely something that I feel like people are like, oh, well, I don't know what this is. Well, we shouldn't go see it. That's exactly why you should go see it.
Exactly.
So I'm always introducing people to like, check this place out.
Yeah.
Give this place a look. They need your attention because our arts communities can get very, very circular very quick. Like if I'm doing a show, I'll be like, hey, come see my show. My friend will pay $20, $30 for a ticket. 6 weeks later, I'm going to go buy that same $20, $30 ticket
For sure.
to see their show.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily branch out of our little social bubble. That's also our friend bubble, our work bubble.
Yeah.
Very often to bring in new people. So I've kind of made it a goal of mine in the last 3 or 4 years now to really be like, hey, you, this looks like something you'd be interested in. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
And introducing people to new shows that way too.
Yeah, you're establishing that connective tissue that hasn't existed, even though we've had, even that people might be surprised to learn, a thriving, maybe vibrant art scene and performing arts scene here in the city. You mentioned that we have a couple 50-plus year performing arts organizations. Do you mind enlightening?
Absolutely. The Indianapolis Opera is in the middle, well, technically the end of their 50th anniversary season right now. So they've been active since 1975. They've performed all over the city. They have West Side Story coming up, but they're doing it at the Indianapolis Zoo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yes. So you have the story, you know, of the Jets and the Sharks in New York City, but we're putting it up against a backdrop of Indianapolis in an outdoor setting.
For sure.
So that's unique. A lot of people also don't know that we have a professional opera company in the city. They do about 3 productions a year. There's usually different places, Garfield Park, in Carmel, at the zoo, or another venue in the city. But they make it so opera is in various places at different locations around the city to make it accessible to more people.
Yeah.
But they also have education components. They have summer camp. They have a resident artist troupe that travels around to elementary schools. So, I mean, they're out in the community, but a lot of people, opera, Indianapolis.
Sure.
Come again. It's a totally new thing to them.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, keep your eyes open. There's so much more in this city than just those big ones that spend a lot of money to find you.
For sure.
So where else is at 50 plus? IRT's at 50 plus. Beef and Boards is at, I think, 52 years now.
Yeah.
That's up on the northwest side. It's one of a few remaining dinner theaters in the city, but they bring in a wide variety of performances every year. They do some of your more new stuff. They do stuff that's geared to specific audiences very clearly. But then you also have places like the ISO, which is a big one. Lots of people see them. They've been around since the 30s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Indianapolis has so many different little pockets of talent and shows that happen every day of the week.
Sure.
Sunday, Monday, too. Like, you could find something to see.
Yeah.
You like comedy? Got it. You like musicals? Yes. We're everywhere. They're everywhere. You have straight plays. You have magic shows. You have so many different outlets here that a lot of people just don't know exist.
For sure. Do you feel like that is the biggest barrier to just increasing support for, or just whatever the case might be when it comes to the performing arts? Because like the awareness is like, if you're not aware of it, then how can you go out and support it? And I feel like you stepped into this marketing role I feel like that's part of what it is. And I feel like last year for Fringe Fest, that was the first time I really noticed like a huge push from a marketing perspective. I feel like I saw stuff for Fringe Fest everywhere across the city. Is it just like, is that the biggest barrier, or is there some other unexpected barrier that you're trying to overcome at the moment when it comes to getting people knowledgeable about the performing arts community?
Yeah. Like I know I said this already, but a lot of it is our groups are very circular.
Yep. Sure.
We all work together. We want to work together. We want to keep working with those people. We want to keep inviting those people. But a lot of times when we are reaching out, many people are just reaching out to the ether. They aren't necessarily saying, hey, this is a show for this type of audience. Let me show it to you.
Strategy. It's more just like, here it is.
Yes, come see us. And I feel like we miss a lot of opportunities in that way.
Sure.
And a lot of shows get missed because, oh my gosh, I had no idea this show was happening. And it's already over like last week.
For sure.
So I feel like a lot of it is that. And then some of it too is just people get so wrapped up in creating the art, creating the experience, producing the show, because when you're doing that, you've got 46,000 other things on your plate.
Yeah.
You've got tech elements, you've got costumes, you've got everything.
Yeah.
You aren't thinking about, oh, I've also got to get butts in these seats.
Right.
oh shoot, now it's too late.
Yeah, the business part of it is like separate from the creative. So sometimes once you put all 100% of your effort into creative, it's like, I don't necessarily have so much left for the business side of it.
Exactly.
That's where you come in.
And that's where I've come in, yeah.
Okay.
Since I came from like a performing background, it kind of just segued into one thing because everyone's like, Kelsee, you know how to do this. We'll give you extra if you do this too. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And it's just kept going.
Yeah.
And it's been so fun because I get to see so many different things. And I get to see my friends do so many different things. And I get to see people I would have never expected doing different things. Or I've seen shows where I'm like, that's a choice. Oh, okay. This is not the show for me. I'm not your person, but I know that now.
Right. And now I can help you target the people, the audience that are for you.
Exactly. Which is fascinating.
Yeah, but so you still remain. I think what I love about it is like you have to remain a fan.
Oh,
and
yes.
Consume the art. So that way, because part of your job is like, like part of it is like you've done all of these different things that you're doing, but also you're like a fan of what's happening.
Exactly.
So even if it's a show that maybe isn't for you, because you've been able to be a part of all of these different things and you're building that connective tissue, you can hopefully start to create some sort of plan and strategy to get you in front of the right people.
Yes, agreed.
What's your big goal for this year? You said that you got some, there are some cool spring shows coming up, but what about you, KBH? What's the plan for you for 2025?
2025, what's left of this year? We're hitting the point in my year where I'm pretty much booked out solid.
Okay.
So this is a great thing. Like I said, I'm still active in the arts myself. So coming up next for me is I spend my summers in Maine as a residential summer camp arts administrator.
Cool.
So I oversee all kinds of things like drama, music, creative writing, photography, all of these things. And I'm out there for 2 months every year, which is a nice switch. I'm here 10 months and gone for the other 2. After that, I literally come back and I am Tara Leeward at the Indianapolis Zoo for Zubu every year.
Okay.
Yes, you may have seen my picture on some marketing here and again. So,
all right.
Particularly around the Halloween season, I end up on a lot of people's Facebook feeds. I end up on a lot of billboards and advertisements, but you might not recognize me because I'm in full outfit.
Sure.
But and then after that, I work with the symphony on Yuletide celebrations. So
nice.
I keep myself very busy and booked most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's a cool transition from more of performing into more administrative production, direction, and creation.
Yeah, I love it. What do you find? Do you find, I'm sure it changes every year, but like when you go to Maine and you're gone for those 2 months, what do you come back with when you come back to Indy?
When I come back, because I stay in a very rural place in Maine, and then I come back here and I live downtown.
Okay.
So it's night and day. One of the first things I look forward to when I come back is literally just the sounds. The cars, the honking.
Yeah.
It's weird, but having been down here for so long, it's almost like a soothing white noise sound. And hearing the people on the street screaming at each other, for whatever reason. It's not like New York City or a major city like that, but like I hear people laughing, posing for pictures, stand still, and like all that. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about living downtown. Like I don't have to be a part of it, but I love walking by and hearing what you're up to.
It's great ambiance.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Well, that's a perfect segue into this next question, which is you've been here for 15 years. You're in the heart of downtown, but not only that, you're like building community and connecting people all across the city. For you, what does Indianapolis mean? What does Indianapolis mean to you?
To me, I think Indianapolis is, well, one, it's home. It's the home I built for myself. It's the home that I created my own community within. And when you come from like a performing arts place, the majority of us get into the performing arts to be in a community. Yeah. We're with our friends. We're creating with our friends. We're creating and building something new every, 6 to 8 weeks with people we grow really close to or people that are already in our lives. And it's just my home.
I love it. Kelsee B. Hankins, I'm going to have you back for a full episode because
I would love it.
I would love to dig more into your specific story.
Sure.
Because I know that there's some really incredible stuff there, but I really appreciate you coming through and educating me and our audience on kind of what we got going on here in the performing arts community. I feel like we barely scratched the surface.
We did.
I don't even know if we scratched it. We're just like, we're becoming aware.
Yes.
But that's the whole point. We want to get people aware so we start getting to these events, being the butts in those seats.
Yes.
taking the burden off of that business aspect of it and enjoying and consuming the creative.
Yes.
For people out there that are interested in getting tapped into the community and want to do so through you, how do they follow you? How do they find you? How do they support you? How do they work with you going forward?
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over those. Kelsee 422, so Kelsee 422. That's where I am all the time, Instagram and Facebook. But business-wise, I'm kbhartsmedia.com. Otherwise, feel free to drop me a DM, but that's my business end.
For sure, and booked through the year, so you'd be looking at 2026.
Yeah.
Kelsee, thank you so much for coming by. Can't wait to have you back to have a fuller conversation.
Would love that.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out those show notes for everything that Kelsee's got going on. ConversationPiecePod.com for everything Conversation Piece related. And shout out to Life in Indy for sponsoring this series. Until next time, I've been Patrick Armstrong, and this is The Open Door. We'll see y'all soon.